Hello, I'll be sharing my experience with the 2023 men's 26-inch Huffy Granite mountain bike. I will share my expectations, unboxing, first ride, suburban riding, and mountain trails experience. This video will end with a summary of how I view the bike. I was looking for a bicycle with a more comfortable riding position, and I figured that going from a road bike to a mountain bike should help reduce some pressure off my back. This bike should be able to handle stress from going on and off curbs, as sidewalks don't always have ramps and may randomly end. Huffy claims their Granite model bike has a durable steel frame, has 15 speeds that shift with ease, comfortable grips and saddle, has knobby tires that handle trail, woods, and pavement, and is recommended for people 13 years old and up to 5 feet tall. The videos taught me that many components have changed over the years. There may be problems with the manufacturing and shipping process, and the bike isn't the highest quality, but it should be able to perform more than its intended purpose. The box came upside down and with a hole in it. I had to assemble the bike that came with the handlebars, the pedals, the seat post, and the front wheel separate from the frame. And I didn't know that the bike weighed 36.8 pounds, but found out that the chain rings were a 28, 38, and 48 combination, while the sprocket was 14, 17, 21, 24, and 28. And the tires were 1.95 inches wide. I didn't like the plasticky feel of the components on the bike. The brakes were too tight and would rub on the wheel. The rim had a raised weld joint. The wheels were also wobbling and not really straight. And there was a gap in a weld joint on the frame, which could allow water and rust to set in. I think that the paint on the rims is very good looking. And I like the width of the tire, considering that similar bicycles tend to have 2.0 or above. So that's nice. And I like that it has one more mountain point than my road bike. That is, it has one mounting point. For my first ride, I went on a 9-mile loop around a public park. This was scary as the bike would wobble, the handlebars were loose, the shifters would not reach the lowest or highest gear. Though I had new lower gears, I wasn't used to going so slow. The bike would squeak. My rack and pannier setup were too low and forward, and therefore would catch my foot. So I had to readjust my seat post, my saddle, rack, and pannier setup. What I call my suburban riding is doing loops on roads, preferably on sidewalks, with the focus being on an endurance workout. On this bike, I have so far ridden 116 miles through 6 individual rides. I can say that the Granite does what I need it to do just fine. This mountain bike does help me climb hills with far less muscle strain, but this comes at a price of going slower and prolonging that climb. This bike has influenced me in riding slower and safer while still taking me through nice views and good workouts. This is the best way I can enjoy this bicycle and will love to continue doing it. According to Huffy, the Granite is a mountain bike, and though I do not have much experience riding mountain trails, I did dare to ride 6 miles on 4 different trails. Just like riding in the suburbs, I was not able to maintain riding higher speeds on this bike. The bike does not come with any kind of suspension, which made the ride so bumpy that I was constantly lifted off my seat and had my feet leave the pedals. The beginner trail felt peaceful and fun, but the intermediate trail felt like it was constantly too much for the bike and for me. On the most difficult loop I did, I had to constantly get off my bike to go over rocks and roots that were on my way. Though I am sure that this is not the main purpose of this mountain bike, it was fun to ride and try out a new discipline. I expected an average bike with lower performance that would be comfortable and reliable. I think it does okay in this, as it is more reliable, more sturdy, but it is not that much more comfortable. Though the concept and design might be good, the assembled product shows it's of lower quality in its components and details. Once I adjusted the bike to my personal needs, though the bike is too small for me, it does what I need it to do just fine. I have enjoyed the Huffy Granite, and I would recommend it if you are under 5 foot tall and treat it as an all-terrain bicycle. If I could go back, I would not buy this bicycle, but only because of the size. In all other regards, it was almost the bike I was expecting for the price. Thanks for watching the video.